Perhaps the most emotional part of the testimony today and to date was that of the young people who mistakenly turned up the driveway on Saturday, April 15th, and saw their friend, Kaylin Gillis, die. Surrounded by friends and family, Blake Walsh walks out of the courthouse after testifying here today in the murder trial of Kevin Monahan, the man accused of shooting Blake's girlfriend, Kaylin Gillis. The now 20-year-old Walsh was asked to recount what happened on the night of April 15th as he mistakenly drove a Ford Explorer up Monahan's long driveway looking for a party they'd been invited to. There were no lights on. It looked like nobody was there. There were 4 of them in the SUV. Kaylin was in the passenger seat, Jacob and Alex in the back. 2 others were in the Jeep Compass driven by Catherine Jade Rondo, and Rory Bain was on the motorcycle. Walsh said it took about a minute to realize they were in the wrong place. That's when we decided to turn around. He said as they were turning around, Jacob told me somebody was shooting at us. I sped down the driveway. I heard metal breaking in the car. It was frantic in the car. People were panicked. People were screaming. He appeared to choke up while recounting what happened. When prosecutors asked what was going on with Kaylin, he said she was slumped over to the passenger door side of the vehicle and wasn't responding. He said as they all tried calling 911, he sped down the driveway and talked to Jade Rondo in the other car. I said we need to find a hospital to go to, and she took the lead. Jade testified that she also led the way to the house party on Hebron Hill Road, the party they never found because she'd been there when she was younger. The prosecutor asks, "Why'd you take the lead?" She cried and she said, "I thought I knew where I was going." On cross-examination, Monahan's attorney asked her if she saw the signs along the driveway saying private property and posted. She said, if you're invited somewhere, you don't really pay attention to the private stay out signs. She also testified that she hadn't been to their intended destination in 5 years and had never driven to it, but thought they were in the right place. They were very similar houses, she said, log cabins with a porch and big open windows. Now, the jury also saw a map today which shows how close the Monahan house was to the destination that the teens were looking for, the house party on Hebron Hills Road. The driveways are similar, as you can see, so it's easy to see how they were confused in the dark of night. Also, one of the teens, Jade Rondo, testified how in the dark of night, the Monahan home looked a lot like the home they were looking for on Hebron Hills Road. Log-style homes, both of them, big porches and big windows. I'm joined now by Dan Levy, who was sitting in for all of today's testimony, listening in. And Dan, there was some compelling testimony that you and the rest of the people in the gallery heard.
There sure was, Mark. And I think what we saw inside that courtroom today was the prosecution skillfully and meticulously taking that jury to the scene of the alleged crime and then allowing them to get inside the vehicles where they could hear a first-person account of a horrific evening that the prosecutors say adds up to second-degree murder. Of the 7 friends who were out looking for a party in rural Washington County last April, Rory Bain was the only one who was not riding in a car. He rode his motorcycle on that fateful night. When the caravan reached the Monahan property around 9:45, the lights were out, and the young adults who turned up the wrong driveway quickly realized their mistake. Max told me we were at the wrong house, Bain testified. I was already facing downhill and went first. I heard a loud pop. I thought it could be a backfire from my bike. I wasn't sure. As soon as I turned the corner, I heard an actual gunshot. The first one was more of a pop. The second one, you could hear the crack. Next, it was Alexandra Whiting who took the witness stand. She was a backseat passenger in the car being driven by Blake Walsh, sitting right behind Kaylin Gillis. I saw a man come onto the porch, she told jurors. I saw him facing us. I looked over my left shoulder through the back window of the Explorer. I heard a noise and saw a white flash. I heard another shot. There was just a few seconds between the shots. I heard a loud noise. I heard glass. I felt something hit me on the side of my face. Earlier in the day, the prosecution brought Jordan Caruso to the witness stand. She's a forensic scientist at the Crime Investigation Center in Albany who analyzed the gunshot that police believe was used to kill Gillis. Kevin Monahan was a major contributor of the DNA found on the shotgun, she said. His DNA was 4 times more abundant than any other. The probability of anyone else being that donor is 1 in 54.8 billion. And testimony from the friends of Gillis brought the prosecution's witness count up to more than 24. And Mark, now we will see what kind of a case the defense attorneys will put up when it's their turn.
Dan Levy, thank you very much. Yes, the prosecution plans to rest its case tomorrow morning, after which the defense has the opportunity to present its case. And last we heard, they had 3 witnesses on the list for the defense team. Kevin Monahan, Jinx Monahan, who was already a prosecution witness, and a gun expert. So the big question tonight is, will Kevin Monahan testify tomorrow? If he does, we will be here, as we have been, every step of the way. Reporting live in Fort Edward, I'm Mark Mulholland. Sabrina, back to you.
Mark and Dan, thank you very much.